Hello, Robs. We're back with Frank Leslie's Christmas book, 1889 to 90. I believe we're on chapter 9. No, we're on chapter 10. Chapter 10, A Mean Revenge. Mine Herr Papa, Bonny said, a morning or two afterward. At breakfast, shall I come and sit on your knee, 'cause I want to tell you something? Come then, Johann, and tell it. I don't like doctor. I seen old man doctor before in other house. They all bad. That's what they are, and make all the people very ill and dead. And you'll be ill and dead too, like my other mother. It was the first time that Bonny had spoken of his previous life. Poor mother, she died then, and left little Johann all alone, he inquired, but Bonny made no answer. In spite of his increasing deafness, Bonny was making marvelous progress. Herr Papa brought his own violin, and Lise sat down to the piano, and then they all played together. In the Christmas holidays, the first mention of Christmas. In the Christmas holidays, the professor took the children into Berlin and showed them all sorts of amusing entertainments. One that especially delighted Bonny had in it a sort of simple Simon who was always in the wars throughout. Lise was almost inclined to cry at the tricks they played upon him, while Bonny shrieked with laughter, which came to a climax when boys tied some squibs to his coattails and slyly lighted them. Off went the squibs, carrying the coattails high up into the air. The man's bewildered capers highly amused Bonny. A few months later on, the Berlin doctor declared that it was absolutely necessary to make another examination of Bonny's ears. Nothing could induce Bonny to go near him, so the Herr Papa had to hold him while the instrument was used. I do not find any improvement, said the doctor gravely. Bonny darted away and rushed to his own and Lise's playroom. Lise, Herr Papa's a very cruel man. He lets doctors stick things in my ear. Here the child beheld the professor standing in the doorway. In a moment, Bonny was sobbing in his arms. After a while, the doctor went down into the garden. Then a smile broke over Bonny's face. He slipped down from the professor's arms and darted awe. Herr Papa, look at Johann, Lise exclaimed a few moments afterward as she stood at the window. What is he doing? This is a spoiler. Don't look at it. At the end of the garden stood the doctor, bending over some object. That was nothing strange, for the doctor loved poking about after grubs and chrysalises and other such creatures, but both for their own interesting qualities and also as bait for the fishing. Bonny was creeping about behind him and dodging after every movement of the doctor, and Lise thought she saw a little flash of flame very near the doctor's legs. But not very long afterward, the doctor came tearing along the garden with the most unearthly yell, his spectacles bobbing up and down as he ran. Behind him was a little column of smoke and some flames. Lise tore out of the room after her uncle. They encountered the doctor in the hall, white and scared, and a strong odor of brimstone. His coat was on fire. I never put a box of matches in my pocket, the doctor cried angrily. This is some trick. As if by magic, Bonny appeared by the professor's side, pulling at his sleeve. I didn't want him to take it off, Herr Papa, he said quite earnestly. He's got to be a simple Simon. Make him put it on. That's what I tell you. You imp of mischief, cried the irate doctor. I knew you were at the bottom of it. You want a birch rod, and you shall have it. Come away, my friend, Herr Bruder said, and Lise, take Johann upstairs, where I will come presently to talk with him. So apparently, little Johann Bonny lit Herr Papa on fire. I think that's what it said. I don't know. All right, that's the end of chapter 10. What was that called again? Don't look at that page. A Mean Revenge. Oh, that's his revenge, he said. He set Herr Papa on fire. Goodbye, bros.